Today you will learn how to express ratios and rates in fraction form. Make sure that you are writing 4.1, which is chapter 4, lesson 1, express ratios and rates in fraction form when you are writing your notes. Now focus on question that has been marked. Model trains. Hiroshi has 4 engines and 18 box cars. So let's see. He has 4 engines and 18 box cars. Find the ratio of the engines to the box cars. The ratio is actually comparison of one item to another item. Since they are asking you to compare the number of engines to the number of box cars, I'm going to write engines and I'm going to write box cars and I'm going to fill in the number. So engines will be 4 and box cars will be 18. So I'm comparing the number of engines to the boxcar in the form of a fraction. It looks like a fraction, but it is actually not a real fraction. So this, I'm going to divide it by 2, and I'm going to divide it by 2. 4 divided by 2 gives you a 2, and 18 divided by 2 gives you a 9, which is the answer. So 2 over 9, I can write it in 3 different ways. I can write it as the ratio of 2 to 9. 2 is to 9, or I can write 2 to 9. So 3 different ways where I can write the ratio. So I can write it that looks like a fraction, or I can write it that looks like with a colon in the middle, or I can just write it 2. What it really means is this: for every 2 engines, there will be 9 box cars. That is the comparison. Now, focus on the question that has been marked. The question is asking you, write the ratio of the snails to the total. Total means all, everything. So let's focus on here. Animals found in a tide pool, and we are focusing on snails. So snails is over here. Snails is 18. So we are comparing the number of snails to the total. So the ratio of the snails is 18, and the total means all of them, every single one of them included. Total is everything. 9 plus 1 is 10, 18, 19, 20, 22, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the total is 52. So I'm going to write this that looks like a ratio in the form of a fraction. So I'm going to simplify this by dividing it by 2 by dividing it by 2. 18 divided by 2 gives me a 9, and 52 divided by 2, I'm going to put the 52 in the shelter divided by 2. In this case, it goes 2 times 2 is 4, 1 and 2, so that'll be 6. So 6 times 2 is 12. So this will be 9 over 26. Now explain its meaning. The meaning, what it means is, for every 9 snails, you're going to find 26 total animals in the tide pool. Focus on the question that has been marked. Bakery. Rolls are being prepared to go to the grocery stores. Divide 72 rolls into 2 groups. So the ratio is 3 to 5. So the total number of rolls that you have is 72. So 72 rolls, you want to divide them into 2 groups. So let's see, group number 1 and group number 2. The one clue they gave you is the ratio is 3 to 5. They did not say you have to divide them equally. If they say divide 72 rules into 2 groups equally, then you would have done 72 divided by 2. But here, I cannot divide them equally. I have to divide them in such a way the ratio of 3 to 5. That means group number 1 should have 3 parts to it, and group number 2 should have 5 parts to it. So the ratio is 3 to 5. Now remember, this division is for the total 72 rolls. So now I'm trying to say, if I want to divide the 72 rolls among all of these little parts, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to divide my 72 rolls into these 8 circles. So let's see. 8 cannot come in a 7, 9 times 8 is 72. So that means 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. The question is asking you, divide the 72 rolls into two groups. So group number 1 has 9, 9, and 9. So group number 1 has 9 times 3, which is going to be 27 rolls. And group number 2 has 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, or it'll be 9 times 5, which is going to give me 45 rolls. So group number 1 will have 27 rolls, and group number 2 will have 45 rolls when you divide them in the ratio of 3 to 5. Let's focus on the question that has been marked, gardening. Rod has 10 rose bushes, and 2 of which produces yellow roses. Write the ratio 2 yellow rose bushes out of 10 rose bushes. So they want you to write the ratio of 2 yellow rose bushes out of 10 rose bushes. And they want you to write it in the simplest form. Always go for the simplest form, whether they ask or not. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2. 2 divided by 2 gives you a 1, and 10 divided by 2 gives you a 5, which is the answer.